Hello, everybody. Today I have a great podcast with a very, very great lady, Lisa van Roode. She's a very good friend of mine living in Thailand. Lisa, welcome here today. And yeah, maybe you want to tell people a little bit more about yourself. I can introduce you, but you can do it yourself as well.
Okay, thank you very much, Carla, for having me on your podcast. I'm Lisa van Roode. I'm Dutch from origin, and together with my Dutch husband, I live in Asia since 2006. We lived in Shanghai, Hong Kong, Bangladesh, and since 8 years here in beautiful tropical island of Phuket, where we adopted a few street dogs, former street dogs. And together with the street dogs, we are like a happy family.
And yeah, you did build a great thing there in Lan Sabai. Can you tell a little bit more about that and also how you came to do that?
Yeah, well, first of all, I built my house, our dream house, let's say. Because I like to dream big, and then I'm also somebody that wants to go into action. So I tend to make my dreams come true. And so at one point, when my dad passed away, I thought, well, why living in the future? Let's live more in the now. And that's very actual theme. And so I told my husband, any cent that I will earn, I will invest in our dream house, maybe to ever retire in Thailand. So that's how I came to build a place in Thailand. And finally, we said, okay, let's start to live here now and not keep it as a pension plan or keep it as a holiday house. And I was always in garments, in fashion. So from designer to product management to production places to having my own sourcing company, I saw and was always confronted with questions about social circumstances for people in Asia and also the workers in particular, and child labor, especially when living in Bangladesh. I was a bit fed up with that, and I thought I want to start my own brand, but not in garments, not in fashion. I want to do something that's more sustainable, because along the way I figured out more about my core values, and that's sustainable, natural, and fair. And so I started my homeware brand Yoshiko, and with an office in the Netherlands. And I appointed 2 ladies, and one was in a burnout within 8 weeks because of her not processed emotions. And so I read more about stress. 1 out of stress, people at home were sick at home because of stress. That's 1 out of 3. And 1 out of 7 at that time, I'm talking 2016, 17, 1 out of 7 in the Netherlands was at home with a burnout. So I thought this is not really a healthy lifestyle, right? And so coming back after extensive traveling up and down from my office in Holland, I thought, well, this is such a difference in lifestyle. I can walk with my adopted street dogs and my hubby on a tropical island in shorts and flip-flops. Whereas, of course, I couldn't tell my staff had a very different lifestyle. Well, one was in a burnout, and the other one was driving like crazy to drop off the first kid to kindergarten, then rush to the primary school to drop off the other kid, rushed into the office. I was happy that she arrived safe and sound, switched on the coffee machine to have like 2 coffee to, you know, to reboot herself, switch on the laptop, and then the party had to start, right? So as employer, I was like, wow, this is really funny. At nighttime, vice versa, and that multiple by 5 every week. So the difference was that obvious. And then I felt that there was so much pressure on society, and everyone was continuing in this rat race. And I thought, wow, how about what if I could create a place where people can unwind, relax, reconnect to themselves. And oh boy, how much that came true, right? But that we didn't know at that time. And so next to my house was always this wasteland. And I, for a long time, envisioned like I would own that place. And then I thought what to build there. And so finally, I told to my husband, I'm helping all these poor people in Bangladesh and other production places, but they're actually also really poor in the West, but in a different way. So if I can create this place, wow, that would be my next big goal and dream. And so, as I told you, I like to dream big and make my dreams come true. It was there 2 years later. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, that is the real power of visualization, dreaming, and visualizing that you really have it. And I know you did that. You did a lot of work on that. And that is a great message for everybody. Dream big, because you can reach, yeah, it might be you can reach your goals if you are going for it. So the chance is getting a lot bigger. You mentioned the burnout. Burnout really, it is, yeah, you saw that right, and I still see it, and even nowadays it's getting more and more and more, but people don't acknowledge it too much. So I'm very grateful there are places like your place, which are really great to go to and do something about your stress. So what kind of, we're talking about Lan Sabai, what kind of people are coming to your retreat center? And what kind of complaints maybe do they have?
Yeah, because being from Holland, we are like kind of liberal and democratic, right? So we welcome everyone, right? So that's the basic thing. But retreats, taking time for yourself, is more a women thing than a man thing. On the other hand, I also see that we women tend to take care of everyone. That's I think a cultural thing, or we were grown up like this, girls sit like this, girls don't do like that, girls should behave like that, and also taking care of everyone around us, and then including the car, right? So at a certain age of the car, you even bring that to the garage for an annual checkup because it's mandatory by the government, or at least in the Netherlands, from what I know. But do we really take care of ourselves? So it's mainly women who feel that they need to get out from the rat race, who are either into like stress or burnout, but not really recognize or identify it as that per se, especially after COVID, when everyone was like bird in a cage, all on our own, trying to digest things in our own way, having this like living in the red zone without even noticing. And yeah, really feel they deserve to take off some me time. And that's what's happening in a retreat. So the goal is, let's say, to relax, but not just relax. Because here I always say things are more easy because you're out of your rat race. You preferably have a room by yourself, so you sleep better. You have no snoring husband next to you. You have no
Great.
dog lying.
I hear a lot of people, women now say like, yes, I want that.
No kids, you know, that are crying, whatever. So totally relaxed. The beds are wonderful. I always get as feedback. The sun is out, so you wake up relaxed, fresh by the song of tropical birds. You see the butterflies when you're doing yoga. You get whole food meals, so not the processed foods. And really, you don't have to think about anything. So you don't have to wake up thinking, oh my goodness, what to cook tonight, what to do for shopping, you know? So everything is pre-arranged. You don't have to take care of the laundry and all these questions. And yeah, what I see is that there are so many choices. Like, for example, if you go to the supermarket, there are so many SKUs, right? There are so many types of cornflakes. There is so many types of milk, even though I think the cow only gives one type of milk. And eggs even. So there is overload of choices, which make people like having the switch on button like constantly. And that really what creates also with the perfectionism and the nowadays more or less, let's say, spoiled Western people, can see that we welcome mostly that kind of people, or also a lot of women who are on the brink of like, I live my life as it goes, more or less in the flow, but not really. There is something hidden or under the surface, not so obvious, but they have like this bad mood or temper, and they might think, well, this is maybe the second half of the match. But what's left of me, because I took care of my kids because of the husband's career, etc. But can I still do? I was this girl with all these dreams. What can I still do? Is it not, am I not too old? What are still the options for me? So a lot of women also that feel they are ready for transformation, but many times not even that obvious. And so, and that's my niche, let's say, that I focus more with my retreat center on mindset and really have a personal approach. So, of course, there are other like retreat centers around the world, and there's a lot of yoga, detox, you name it. But I found my tribe and I found my niche.
Great. And yeah, you're right. I mean, nowadays, we are more busy with materialistic stuff than with ourselves, our health, our mind, how that goes, and the effects of our minds on our body and our life. So it's really great that we are getting slowly more and more into the people, that people are starting to look like, hey, there is more in life than just having all this stuff around me.
Yeah, and I will, if I may interrupt. So I see that a lot of women don't really feel connected anymore. I think that certainly has to do with the C word, which I always try to avoid, because for me, it was my bonus time. I reinvented myself into my 3.0, but that's another...
A lot of people did, yeah. There was a lot of
reconnection, and also, well, of course, Thailand is known for amazing Thai massages. And a lot of people, because there's also a lot of singles now, right? So a lot of people weren't touched for a long time. And that just the touch of a body oil and to feel relaxed and really the human touch. And it could be as simple as like as a hand massage. But here people tend to do like body massage, and they just go every day because it feels so good. So yeah, the connection to oneself and the physical touch, wow, that's so much needed.
A lot more, yeah, totally true. And the connection with our heart, our being, yeah, I think a lot more people are getting aware that that is needed. How was that for you to make, because you were a real businesswoman, and I know that we talked about that you also in the last couple of years are really transitioning more and more into that connection. How was that process for you?
Yeah, I always think marketing should be close to you, right? And you attract the people. It's all about energy, right? So we come to talk about that a bit later, maybe. But so I was always very much in the male energy, let's say, always in the young flow. So I was negotiating, always on the watch out. Here in Asia, always had to be one step smarter or more forward to survive, let's say, and to find my goals. And then building Lan Sabai, and then just being ready before COVID hit. So Thailand was one of the first countries in Asia after China that went like closed. And so as I really want to be in action always, I tried all kind of ways, even though we were in a bubble and no income, to really learn and grow myself. So I thought, well, I'm also like a woman over 50. I figured out my core values. And so I like to challenge myself also. And so how can I figure out my inner Eve, let's say? I wanted to explore more. And that started from very simple, like growing my hair longer, which my husband doesn't really like. dressing in dresses, not so much in like shorts. And so also learning and really live the lifestyle, let's say a wellness lifestyle. As the owner and CEO of the company, of course, people look upon me as like, if she wouldn't look healthy, how can she help me, right? So I really wanted to do a deep dive in like mindset, food, relaxation, and health. So at one point during COVID, I checked myself in and did a heavy detox, very heavy detox. I thought when I go for the, let's say, the worst or the most heavy one, then if I survive, at least I know what might, not happen to other people. So once I did this detox, which I hated throughout, sorry to say.
I hear more people like that.
Afterwards, it was so clear, and I had such a clear mind, and I could see far without using glasses, and I felt so clean on the inside that I thought, wow, now this journey took me somewhere. I'm clean on the inside. I want to explore more. How about clean on the outside? So I started to learn about toxic living and how many chemicals we use under the sink, and how many of these sprays that we use after going to the washroom, and at the same time learn and listen about all the people that have this Parkinson disease, Alzheimer disease, etc. And so, yeah, it all came together into like, I want to live a natural, healthy lifestyle. And what does it take to go this way? So it's like you start the trajectory, or you open a door, and then all kind of other doors, you just go in a hallway and you want to explore more and more and more. So this is really, how I reinvented myself into my 3.0, I would say. Yeah.
Great. Yeah, that's like the domino effect, isn't it? Once you open that lid, and you just can't, I mean, a lot of stuff comes out, but you just can never put that lid back on, and you get that domino effect, like, oh, what, that and that and that and that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
super
I know I
interesting.
started my personal development when I was 23, and I'm already busy now for almost 40 years, and I still keep developing. I mean, there is no stopping. Once you started it, hey, I hear that nice doggy, which is a lucky one because it was taken off the street. So into a family, very nice. Yeah, great. So one question before I go to another subject, because what I just asked you, like, what is your what are the people that are coming towards you, and that is the people that you have the retreats for yourself. But I do know that other people can rent your retreat center also. And do you have like a specialized group for that also, or is that up to them?
Well, we actually are, let's say, a boutique retreat resort, right? I wanted to build something that's small, intimate, and where people can have really personal attention. So then you can't have like 100 rooms, if that would be the option for me, which it wasn't. But I wanted to have like a luxury feeling with a lot of nature where people really can relax and unwind. Right now, there are a lot of coaches, especially from the States and Canada, from Australia and Dubai. Hong Kong is on the plan. And so people from all kind of walks of life, but 80 to 90% is women. And so those retreat leaders bring their groups of guests to us. And there I also see, my favorite topic of of my new life, let's say, it's that you attract energy and like-minded people. So one group from Dubai with a great retreat leader attracts very different people compared to another retreat leader from Dubai. Yeah, that's super interesting to see. And so what we do when a retreat leader approaches us, we have like a data sheet with information. We have like 8 rooms that can be set up for single or double occupancy. So all the beds can be set up as twin beds. And then we pretty much arrange all the logistics. I love to do that, to pick up people from, well, of course, by drivers, but at least they have like a driving license and insurance. Pick up people from the airport, arrange the meals, and arrange day trips for them, and yeah, make them get the best experience, even though I'm not the host. The better the host is performing, the better it is for my brand name. So that's what's in it for me. And also there are, of course, a lot of people from different walks of life and different parts of the world that can experience my brand. So then the word of mouth goes quicker. And yeah, that's really what I like to serve. And the good thing, if I may say so, is that because I'm design oriented and very visual, I want to organize things in detail for people. And with my Western approach and directness, it's very easy, people say, to like communicate with me. But then on the other hand, my team of local Thai hospitality is an extra bonus for them. So it's best of both worlds. And we do all what's in our power to make not only the guests having a great experience, but also the retreat leader. So basically, he or she only has to do what she's good at. That could be coaching, that could be yoga, or whatever topic or subject they want to go for. Yeah.
Great. So, hey, if you are a coach or somebody who wants to have a group of people and spoil them with relaxation, oils, massages, great day trips in a real relaxed environment, hey, feel free to book at Lisa. We will give the all the details where you can do that underneath the video that is going to be on YouTube. So yeah, great. The next topic I want to go to, Lisa, is what makes your work so very, very special. And I know what it is, because we met through coaching, and then we kind of hooked up together. And then you got introduced to a certain technology. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, well, I used to say I'm not a tech girl, and I know the power of words, but when it comes to super tech, to high tech, then I suddenly love it. So through you, and with thanks to you, you introduced me to the being in balance and a scanner. And I was so intrigued when you did that to me on a distance, like you are in the Netherlands and I was here in Thailand. And I thought to myself, this is never going to work. And then I clearly remember the first time when you tried, you said, oh, it's not working. And I was like, yeah, sure. I knew it, right? But then you just said, okay, so let's start talking. How was your day? And then after 10 minutes or so, or within 10 minutes, it picked me up. And then the outcome was like so amazing. I saw things that nobody else could know and that nobody else could figure out practically, because the quantum frequency technology is like a holistic approach. And that's what I love about it. And what makes also my retreat center so special, that it's really about you. You are the centerpiece. And one thing I learned, every body is different. So how this works in my retreat center, for example, is that when people do a scan as induction, like introduction and intake, we can see what food is good for them, what are their superfoods, and what they should not eat. So the copy of that, just a copy of that, straight goes into the kitchen, so that the chef knows what to cook for them, what should be in their smoothie. And that could be very different from the lady sitting next to you, because she has other like superfoods. So yeah, I'm so grateful that I came to know and to learn about this. And then I also realized that for me it was new, but this like science already invented in like the 50s, right? Already from Nikola Tesla and Bruce Lipton, and even Einstein already said that the future of medicine would be through frequency. And then all the pieces of the puzzle came together. So I thought, wow, this is something that will make my retreat center very different from pretty much anywhere in the world. So yeah.
So, so if you have your own group, how would you use that scan? What is their benefit extra for that that makes you going to your place so special?
Well, like I said, it works on distance because everything's energy and everything's frequency. So no matter you arrive and we do the scan, then a quick scan, or we do it before you start your journey, let's say, because sometimes, let's face it, from the States could be like 20 to 30 hours before you arrive, and then you might not be fit to have this discussion. And so, as I just mentioned, we will identify the foods and your superfoods, because I didn't I knew the phrase, but I didn't really understand that you are what you eat. And ever since my detox, I came to know that this is really true. So, and then that also impacts your mindset, how you think, how open you are. And then in the scan, we can see where your body is out of balance. So where you have energy leaks, and where you have enough energy, and where emotions are playing a part and a role. And that could be from childhood, that could be traumas that are like hidden, because our mind is like only more or less 5 to 10% maximum aware, and the rest is like unconscious and is like hidden in the body. And so when you have an event happening and you attach an emotion to it, that one can get stuck into the body. And throughout our lives, we layer and layer and layer that, and maybe say to ourselves, well, I already digested this. And then in the scan, we can see that you didn't digest it. And so even before the disease starts to happen, we can already see that something's out of balance and might go wrong, or could potentially become an illness, right? So I'm not a doctor. And I would never say that you don't have to seek medication when there's something, but we can prevent a lot and we can see a lot. So it has to do with lifestyle, with mindset, with hidden traumas. And then we can, for example, there was a lady and we could see that she, that was recently that she had a lot of hidden anger. So we could see inflammation in the gallbladder. So besides the food list, I also organized a Muay Thai class for her, so she could really go boxing and get rid of the stress, because that's what we see a lot. Hidden anger, especially by women, and we always have to behave in a certain way, but just shout in a pillow when nobody's at home, or shout in the car, or get it out through exercise. But get rid of the stress. And also for women, it's very important to like sweat every day. So our sala is in like an open air. And so you enjoy the world, but you also see, well, this is the real Thailand. So you might get a bit sweaty or hot. Yeah, that's a part of the couleur locale. So it has great benefits. And of course, we give aftercare as well. So together with the scan, we have like a workbook, and we have like a report, and then the journey doesn't start. So throughout the retreat, we implement tools, because I'm really like, what you see is what you get, but I want you to learn things that you learn here, which are easy because, you know, you just happen to be in a nice, relaxing vibe. But back home in your daily rat race, things start to pick up again. And I don't want people to fall back 100%, but to remember like, okay, I don't have to change my morning ritual 100%, because that's what people always think, that they have to like 360 degrees completely change their life, which is not the case. So 90% might be great already, but just if you tweak this last 10% and we teach you how that could work for you, then you can bring that home and feel more peace of mind and really feel that you can implement part of that wellness lifestyle into your daily rat race. Yeah. And then, of course, you're welcome to come back. But we have like an aftercare program as well to check up, like, hey, this and this went okay, and this you had a setback, let's say. because life happens, right?
Yeah,
It's this
it
thing
just
when
goes on.
yeah, I was off sugar, let's say. Yeah, the big thing after like smoking and drinking is sugar. For example, cancer cells thrive on sugar. On the other hand, our brains to be able to work need sugar. But anyway, I was more or less off refined sugar, and then my mom came to pass away. And so I was totally not stressed and just took the sugar I wanted because I needed to comfort myself, right? So that's
Yeah,
totally natural thing. And that's why in my place, we don't talk about diets, because you can never, life happens and you can never live a certain diet throughout your life. So just be relaxed about it. And the more you become stressed about it, the more you tend to like start to crave. And then it's like a negative spiral.
yeah,
So, you also know you have a bad night's sleep. So you are more, how to say, more prone to start arguing and not feel happy with yourself. And then you start to crave and do this comfort eating, and it's like a negative spiral. But the thing is how to get out from this spiral, and it starts with mindset.
it starts the mindset. The mindset is a lot, it's made by certain beliefs. And that's a great thing from the scan, that we can find the beliefs out of which time of your life are still at this moment blocking you, that they're active, they're working, so they influence the way you live, the way you talk, the way you think, everything. And that's where, when you know that those beliefs as well, that what you can take in the retreat with you also, how to go around with different beliefs, like change them around. Great, Lisa. I love this. I love this. Yeah, people are very lucky if they can get to you. I still didn't get to your place. I still have to get myself in a position that I can do that. So what are your current goals, Lisa?
Well, the current goal now is, of course, to be an advocate for the Being in Balance company, because it's so dear to my heart. And I feel now is really the need to show to the world that there are other options than running to a medical hospital. But because, for example, in my mom's case, I don't want to go too deep in it, but she had like 3 different issues, which I already identified through the scan and worked on. So she was almost upset that her specialist in hospital said, well, I don't know what to operate on you. She said it in other words, but that's what was the bottom line. But that specialist was for kidneys. And so, but I saw that she had an issue with her hip, and I saw that she had some worm in her stomach. So that's what I love about this holistic approach, right? So that's my goal, to really explain to the world that there are other options. Of course, I want my retreat center to be the #1 brand. And I envision now that within 2 years, I have a waiting list of people that come to my place. And yeah, then I have some private goals, which I don't want to showcase here now. But yeah, as I said, I like to dream big, and I'm always making plans and think ahead.
Yeah, I'm grateful for you being a colleague, because I know together we want to bring the Being in Balance scan really out in the world. And we can do that because it's from a distance that we can work. And yeah, added on to programs from other coaches for their clients to go faster, deeper, have more results. And that's what we all do. So that is a great option to bring it out to the world more. And I know your big dream is to have Asia and Australia, to get them, to train them even, which I really think you would be a very good one for. So that is the dream that I share with you, Lisa. Great. Is there anything else you want to share with the people listening here, like the golden nugget at the end?
Well, I just come back to the same things that you can do so much more. You can become whatever you want. So, okay, you have to be realistic, right? I shouldn't be like maybe the president of the Netherlands, if I would even want to, or the next supermodel. But if you have dreams, just go for it, but get in action. And then with the mindset, we are so much more capable of things because we set our own boundaries, right? And so people would say, okay, well, you are somebody that thinks out of the box. And I'm like, but where's the box? Even that's something we create in our mind, right? So the power of our mind, I literally saw that the power of our mind can be used in a positive and a negative way. So people can make themselves sick. People can also make themselves better because the body wants to heal itself. And sometimes we just have to have this little push, and that could also be done by the scan, for example, as one of the how to say, the things to help you out, but with a meta correction, with a meta booster, as I call it, to help you start getting on the right track. Could of course also be with the essential oils that I use at part that we implement. And really as a holistic natural approach, together I think the world could look so much better if we are more open-minded and also be a bit more realistic, because on one hand we also tend to be a bit artificial. And so nature has given us so much, right? So just be grateful for every day that we can wake up, that we are alive, and that we can breathe in the fresh air, and learn from the small things in life. Could be a butterfly, could be like, a tree, the sunshine, and being grateful. I think that's one of the basic things that we tend in our Western lifestyle, in our red race, to forget about, because it's normal that there's water from the tap. It's normal that there is like Wi-Fi and electricity, right? That you can tap your phone. And so, that's the last thing to like detox from, right? That's the big trigger.
Definitely, even that we can see in the scan of that's triggering your body and getting you out of balance. I cannot agree more that two things on what you said. We create our own life. We always do it. We just create a lot of times the things we don't want, but obviously in our mind, that's what we send out, because I really believe what we send out is what we get back. And the other thing, I agree with, is be a lot more grateful. Grateful is like the best energy and frequency that we can send out, and that really lifts our life up. So thank you, Lisa. I am very happy I was in the position to have this talk with you, and I really hope for everybody listening to this that you got a lot of information out of this, and inspiration especially, to create your own life, to go for a healthy life. So, and if you want to give that an extra thing, Lan Sabai is the place to be. So
welcome.
Thank you, Lisa. We're gonna go write everything down where they can reach you. You're gonna give me that. Do you want to tell it here also? Like
lansabai.com, lisa@lansabai.com. You can just Google me and find me left or right, because there's not many people with the same name. But I'm sure you will put it down at the video and with the post or snippets in social media. So if people want to find me, and energy attracts, so I'm pretty sure it will work out.
I believe that too. Okay, thank you very much. Well, that was it for today. And I thank you, Lisa, and I thank the people listening to this. Bye.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.